Yo, what is up? Welcome back to Exposure World TV. Tonight we are with the legendary The Paradox. Round of applause for these guys. All the way from, you said Florida, or you guys are from?
We're originally from Florida, but we're based in Atlanta.
Okay. How's the scene in Atlanta?
It's pretty cool. There's a lot of great punk bands out there.
Really?
Yeah, punk bands of color like us too, which is pretty insane.
I fucking love that, dude.
So.
That's super sick. And so you guys are each from Florida. You said someone's not from.
So he's not.
I was born in Alabama.
Alabama.
In Atlanta when I was like.
Crimson Tide.
Roll Tide.
Right on, right on. So you guys are here for recording purposes?
Yeah, we're doing writing sessions and stuff.
Right
We just finished up a session with Andrew Goldstein today. So Nick
sick.
Furlong as well. Shout out Nick.
Dude, shout out Nick. Yeah, no, Nick's produced a couple of the homies' tracks that I know.
He is insane.
Fire.
Yeah.
So here's the thing is, you know what's funny is that when I found you guys, like obviously I found you guys through like those videos you guys are posting with you and like the room and stuff.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
like we were talking earlier, the comment sections are like
Smashing watermelon.
smashing water.
Bro, what was the one we just saw?
I didn't see that one. That was funny, bro.
Breaking into Benjamin's house.
That one, yo. No, what was the one we just saw, bro?
That was the final one.
Was it?
Yeah, that one.
Nah, the first one, bro.
Panic at the Cookout, right?
Yes, Panic at the
Oh, that
Cookout.
was good, bro.
Yes.
Dude.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
That isn't, bro. That's crazy. I just like was scrolling through them, like, bro, the internet's so crazy,
It
bro.
was so wild because like we posted that video and it was like blowing up. Like my notifications were just like going like every second, and like we would just like I would just like see like some like really funny one, and we just like send it in the group chat. But and like it just like wound up just like going like so out of control, like we just couldn't even like read them all. But
That's crazy.
every once in a while I'll go back. You know?
Did those like translate to followers too?
Yeah, which was I think
That's sick.
the best thing, because you know a lot of people like will go viral online, but like the following doesn't grow up. But like we got like 30K in our first week.
Damn.
During like the first month, there was one day we got 60K followers in a day.
That's so crazy.
So
But yeah, that's the cool thing is like, you know, because Instagram right now is like king of just like cringe artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like most of the shit that's like pushed right now on Instagram is like cringe stuff because everyone shares it. But like for you guys, it wasn't like hate. It was like people were just like, well, this is crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it was like something I think like, you know, is not normal. And I think like I knew that like when I started the band, and I was just like said like, you know, once we like really dive into this and we're posting, like let's just like dive into that. Like,
dude,
you know,
yeah, fuck yeah. You know? Yeah, because when I came across your guys' that video, you guys didn't have any music. It was on your like account.
Yeah.
Yes.
We hadn't even made like the Paradox thing yet. Like it like the whole like band just like started fast.
When did it start? What year?
Last year.
Last year?
We started the last
crazy.
week of June. And
That's so crazy.
It started because I was doing like you know, some solo stuff at the time.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting asked to do this like performance, and it was like 10 people in this like hot ass parking lot. And
classic.
We popped out there, like we were like the only like band, and like I was doing all these like pop punk hits in like the middle of the hood, and like they all like loved it. So we just recorded it, and we wound up like, you know, posting the stuff online, and it just like took so fast. So like we didn't even have a name yet at the time.
That's crazy.
So
you're just like, let me go through the comment section.
You know, it's like, oh, smashing watermelons, that's it. Like, no, it was crazy. I think I just looked up like cool words, and like I wrote the Paradox twice, and I was like, yeah, that's it. So
that's sick, dude. Hey, let me get you guys' names too, like.
So I'm Eric. I sing and I play rhythm guitar.
Right on.
I am Percy, if you're not the feds. PC. PC3. I am drummer.
And I'm Zealand. I'm the guitarist / electric triangle.
And our bass player Donald isn't here right now, but shout out Donald.
Donald's right
Happy
there.
Happy birthday.
Oh, it's his birthday.
Yeah, he turned 25.
He's here in spirit. He's sitting over there.
Exactly. That's right there.
Dude, hell yeah, bro. That's crazy, man. So you guys label flew you out. You guys are doing sick shit.
Yeah, doing some writing sessions, man. Definitely, it's been crazy. It's our second trip out here this year, so We did a trip to LA, and then we went out to shoot a movie, and then we came back out here.
Can you talk about the movie, or is that like?
I don't think we can yet. I don't think we can yet.
We can edit it out if needed. Don't worry.
But yeah, it'll be out December. We'll talk about that off camera.
Okay. All right. You know, obviously I've known your stuff, but I met you guys at the Hyperpunk party.
Yeah.
Which was super dope party. You guys know Ayo Dylan, correct? Or no, Rob Crisis.
Yeah.
Rob.
So I'll have to let them tell the story.
What story?
I know.
I thought I met Rob through you.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
so I known Rob from like social media.
Yeah.
And he did this little Tom DeLonge like Blink-182 impression, how they were like on TV and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, that shit is cool. So like I hit the follow button and stuff. So when we blew up, he noticed and followed me back, and we've been tight ever since.
Sick. So you guys are on Warped Tour, correct?
Yeah, we're playing
That's
Long
super
Beach,
dope.
which is absolutely insane.
Dude, that is so insane. I honestly I had heard that like through the grapevine that Warped Tour was coming back, and I was like, if it doesn't, I'd be damned.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that it doesn't, but I think the greatest thing about it is there's a lot of modern bands on that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it was
God.
wild, man, because, like, you know, like, looking through the comments, like, you had a lot of people that were, like, you know, kind of upset about that, because, like, oh, you haven't heard these people, but I was like, that was what the spirit of, like, Warped Tour was about.
Bro, straight up, we dropped a whole video on the page. I did, like, a minute video of just me talking to the camera, which I don't usually do.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was bitching. I'm like, I'm sick of you elder emos hating on the new gen. Like, if your guys' favorite band, Once Upon a Time, was a new band on Warped Tour.
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna hate? Like, you just like forgot about like what it was to be a kid. Like, I guess you really took the elder and embraced it. Like,
I think for a lot of people, it's like it's definitely about for them like reliving that nostalgia and that youth. But you know, I think kind of like it's like sad. Like they kind of like turn into their parents.
I was like, wouldn't you want to see some young motherfuckers hop on stage like instead of being like, hey, there they are, 55 years old. You
Get
know what
off
I mean?
my lawn.
Yeah, still doing it.
If I wanted a Migos tribute band, then
That's the thing, like with rap too. It's like, bro, rap is always like relevant. I'm just like, I don't understand where the disconnection happened with rock, but it's totally slowly coming into fruition. That's like new bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we had I think it had almost like morphed in with hip hop a lot. Like we had a lot of like emo trap for a while.
Dude, I love that shit.
And I think it's definitely, you know, starting to come back. I think a big thing for us is just trying to bring back like the, you know, actually, you know, playing instruments for guys.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
well, that was the thing too, like, cause like before I started my band, I was doing kind of like the emo like trap stuff, hybrid with real drums and some real guitars. But people weren't ready for it. It was like very progressive at the time, and it was so weird because like you would hear like, you know, like Lil Peep or any of those guys, like Nothing Nowhere, and they would be doing it, and you're just like, man, if you just put real drums on that shit, that's a rock banger. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, so yeah, like you're talking about Florida and like the whole Florida scene.
Just growing up there, like I said, it was crazy. X was just like huge influence on me growing up. Like definitely got me started into like making beats and like making music.
Bro, he was so crazy too, man. Like getting in fights and shit. Did you ever go to like an early X show?
Sadly I never got to, but I would watch him on YouTube, and I was like, I know he was insane.
Dude, when Sippin' Tea in Your Hood came out,
I used to be screaming out on the bus every morning, bro.
Boy, I'm sipping tea.
In your hood, what the fuck is up?
I was in Atlanta at the time. And X had everywhere going crazy.
Yeah, dude.
When that Sippin' Tea came out, obviously when his hit was biggest.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was so funny because like I was so in that scene, but when Look at Me came out, I never in a million years thought that song would go mainstream.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way in hell.
Yeah.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
It was just like so like abrasive and just like, I guess, edgy, you know what I mean? Just like way out of the norm of what was going on in music and shit. And I was
one thing I absolutely loved about that era was I think how raw the production was.
Yeah, I know.
And, like it was
DIY as fuck.
People were just making like in a garage or like
distorted
in their bedroom.
Ass bass.
You know what I mean? Like super heavy 808s and like just like posting it on SoundCloud and that would like become like a.
If it wasn't clipping, it wasn't a hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, no, that's fucking crazy. We're gonna do a quick shout out to our non-sponsor, but we need you to sponsor us, Liquid Death. I'm gonna do this until we get a Liquid Death sponsor, but shout out Liquid Death, pass one around. They're so popping around these parts because everyone's watching Xposure World TV that we couldn't find the regular. Oh, I got 4 actually. And one over here, you want one? You want me to throw it? Catch this shit.
Oh.
All right. Here, a little cheers, boys.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
This flavor looks decent.
Grapefruit. I'm excited.
Oh, not bad.
Yo, you know what's crazy? When you toss
Here,
that
pass the mic.
can, that reminded me of the time when I tossed it. So when you tossed in that can, that reminded me of the time when we were in the parking garage, and I had the keys, and I did like a little Magic Johnson behind the back toss.
Terrible pass. Don't leave that out. Terrible
It was
pass.
not terrible. You could have caught that.
Damn.
What, did it hit your hand or some shit? No way, hit your pinky.
Crazy. Barely.
Damn, bro, you need them Karl Malone hands. Just catch everything. You know what I'm saying?
Bro needs vice grip. 2K.
That Randy Moss shit, bro. Come on, where you at, bro?
Nah, dude, and then it ended up falling on the floor and shit fucking exploded. And you had to put the keys. You had to put the keys back together.
Lego set.
Was that recently? Because you guys are rental right now, right?
Nah, hold up. I'm gonna expose this guy right here. Cause let's start with the first.
Hey, that's
session.
what Exposure World's all about. You know,
Hey,
exposing people.
man. First day we go to our first session, no keys. You cannot find the keys to the.
Damn.
You cannot find the keys to rental.
This whole trip, it's been
He bounced past them into oblivion.
Like,
the name of
just-
the group would just be the Geeks. I swear to God.
It was so bad. And like we had to Uber there, Uber back. Finally, found the keys, and then he like throws them, and they just shatter on the ground. But PC came in with the clutch because you like put them back together. So, you know, you're not engineering degree.
That's
Isn't that
fucking
music
crazy.
engineering?
Taught me everything I know.
Y'all grew up doing Legos together?
Fuck no.
I'm a huge Lego fanatic. I can't even lie.
Yeah.
Bro. I
What's
love
your
Legos.
favorite Lego video game?
Ooh, video game, bro. Star Wars. Lego
Which
Star
one?
Wars, the complete saga.
Dude, classic.
That was.
You know what I liked too? It was the Indiana Jones ones too.
That was actually the first game I had. Like
Really?
it came with my Xbox. It was like that and like the Kung Fu Panda game.
That one wasn't that good.
No, Kung Fu Panda game not good. But I was playing the hell out of the Indiana Jones game
Yeah,
until I
dude.
got my own collection. But
Dude, no, I saw an interview because like obviously I had to study y'all.
Yeah.
I saw you guys were talking about Guitar Hero,
oh yeah, dude.
and yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And me, along with a lot of other people my age, was like the first time that I heard like real rock music, real rock hits,
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like, and I'm listening to them today and be like, they'll come on. I'll be like, oh, I know this song, because of that game.
Guitar Hero Rock Band, yeah.
Guitar Hero, Rock Band, Legends of Rock 3.
Did you
was
play?
my shit.
Did you play the drums mostly when
I
you
played
played?
guitar mostly.
You played the guitar?
and I'm a drummer. And I had
Yeah.
I had the Wii, I had the Wii Rock Band and shit. But like,
That's ironic. You know,
I was on the guitar mainly though. Yeah.
I was on the drums actually.
Wow.
Really,
So I had the Beatles Rock Band game.
dude.
And when I tell you,
Classic.
I played that thing like all the time, but I felt like I was Ringo Starr out there. Yeah, I was out there.
You kind of had the hair though, like
Yeah,
the hair.
but yeah, no, dude, yeah, classic.
Dude, no, yeah, I think everyone has to have gone, like any musician
Yeah.
has gone through a Beatles phase. You know what I mean, or a Beach Boys phase.
Oh yeah.
Like I used to take the Guitar Hero guitar.
Yeah.
And I'll literally, I would like take some tape.
Yeah.
And put it on the pegs of the guitar, and I just like literally just go in my backyard and just like spin that shit around.
Have you ever done that on stage, actually?
Yeah.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Dude,
That's my thing.
you want to hear something absolutely crazy?
What's up?
So, you guys know Sueco? Sueco, he has paralyzed.
Suko? Oh, I thought it was Suko.
It's spelled Suko, but yeah, his name's Sueco.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then.
Okay.
Yes, so
Sorry about
I
that.
played guitar in his SOS music video with Travis Barker.
Oh.
And my buddy Mike played bass, and we were borrowing my other buddy's bass, and we're like, yo, dude, and we're like, you gotta do a bass flip, bro. Like, you gotta do it. So he kept doing it, he kept trying it. He's like trying to do it because, you know, Travis and them were like, you gotta do it. And so he kept doing it, and then he almost had it. He's like, all right, one more try. Went flying, snapped the bass, bro, right in front of Travis and everybody, and it was our friend's bass, and he went and he was like, bro, like we went to his house the next day, we're like, so sorry, bro, and he's like, did Travis see it? Yeah. He's like, all right, fuck it, man, it's all good. So that shit was like
sick, bro.
That was crazy, but yeah, I'm way too scared to do anything like, even with the strap locks, bro, I'm like, hell no.
Nah, dude, like
We all tried.
yeah, low
Really?
key, like even I'm not gonna talk about that, but like, yeah, it does fall off like sometimes, dude, like, but it never like I always catch it though. That's the thing, I always catch it.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. No way.
Like all you have to do is just not think about it, just fucking do it.
Just throw it. Fuck it.
He had to teach me because it was exactly that. Like when you like think about it, it's like, but yeah, once you just like you gotta just let that.
You start stressing, you're like, okay, the dynamic of it's gotta be like around like.
You just gotta just swing that shit, bro. And just, you'll catch it, bro.
So you guys played When We Were Young too. That's
We did.
crazy.
We did.
Which year was that?
Last year, 2024.
Which one? Oh, last year. Yeah, the most recent one. That's
which
fire.
was insane. I was trying to go the year before, but I could not afford it.
Dude, I went the first year, the When We Were Young festival day, when it got canceled. And no, get this.
I heard about that.
We drove in my buddy, shout out Emo Mike, aka Authors. We drove in his fucking Tesla. So we drove from LA to Vegas in a Tesla, which is like double the time because you have to charge. We're so lit, we didn't sleep. We're like, where do we go? And they got canceled, and we couldn't get tickets for the next day.
Oh,
Easily one of the worst days. Just so depressing.
dang. Yeah, they should have at least gave you like
I just like see all these pop punk and like emo alternative kids just walking around the casinos,
Yeah.
just depressed as hell. I'm like, damn, bro. But I went the next year and we did a little like behind the scenes of that one. That one was crazy. The 2023 one. It was like
That's
Blink and Green Day back to back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to go to, man. I was like,
That one was like peak, I think. I'm like, I don't see you guys going bigger than that.
Nah, they can't. Nah, they absolutely can't. Like the one we did, it was it was really cool. I know Simple Plan was there. Fallout Boy was there. I got to meet Andy.
Ball Out Boy.
Ball Out Boy. we're Fallout homeboy, if you will. But yeah, no, it was just what crazy experience, man. Like
That's so crazy.
For 8 months in, like.
Absolutely. No, yeah, that's, and then I mean, I watched the interview with Jesse Lee. You guys also went on tour with, or you played a show with Lil Nas X.
Yeah, well, those at his sister's wedding.
That's fucking crazy.
So it was
did
like,
you do covers?
It was we did his song That's What I Want, and then we impromptu did Old Town Road, and then
That's
like
sick.
they wound up like having us just do one of our songs.
That's how did that happen? Like, who reached out to you?
Him. It was insane. So like,
Imagine getting a DM. Just Lil Nas X.
when I tell you, dog, look, I was on live just by myself, and I was singing a song, and like we what's it called? Like, I'm sitting there. And all of a sudden, like, I just see, like, Lil Nas X wants to send you a message. And, like, I look over to my girl, bro. I'm like, yo, check that for me real quick. And, like, because I'm like, yeah.
It's like one of those accounts that just says,
You know what
hey,
I mean?
lost my wallet.
Yeah, like, can you send me $200? Nah, but, like, it was him, and he was just like, yo, like, really like what you guys are doing, wishing you guys, like, a lot of success. And, like,
That's
that was just insane,
bro.
So, like, fast forward like a week or two, we're playing our first performance with this guy, and it was a house show, and then we get a text from him that's like, yo, my sister's wedding's coming up in like a few weeks, like would
That's
you guys
ridiculous.
like want to like play that with me?
Was she a
Like,
fan?
Yeah, so I guess so, yeah. I was gonna say,
Really?
yeah, they went crazy.
Would not let us leave. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, cool,
Man.
We loved it.
It was insane. So like, he wound up hitting us up, and he was just like, yo, like, I'll come out to like, your apartment. I was living in this like shitty apartment in Marietta at the time, And yeah, bro, he just like showed up, was in that like shitty little bedroom that we were recording all those videos in.
That's crazy.
And yeah, like we went over his songs, and he was just like, "Yo, like I want to hear your stuff."
But he came over to your guys' place.
Yeah,
that's so fucking lit.
So it was so crazy, bro. Having to like tell work, bro. I was like, yeah, like I gotta go early. Like Lil Nas X is coming.
Like,
over
you know
to my
that
house.
song that's like,
yeah, buddy.
I think it's the biggest. Isn't it the it's been the longest #1 song ever?
Yeah,
correct?
Old Town Road.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. So this guy, he wants to come over to my house.
Yeah,
like, dude, take the day off. Like, holy shit.
It was insane. And yeah, he came over. Like I said, we hung out. He's mad chill, man. Shout out Montero. And yeah, he wound up actually was crazy. He watched us like play like in my house, and then he was just like, we told him like, yeah, we had this house show coming up. I was like, oh, I'll come out. And we're like, all right, cool. And
No
like,
way.
yeah, like, so we're getting ready to go on. Like all of a sudden, this like tall ass dude just comes in.
He's tall
as hell. He's like 6'2", dude.
Oh damn.
He's
okay.
giant. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And, like, so he like pops in and he's just like, yeah, is the paradox going on? And everyone's like, yo, you're Lil Nas X.
Oh, dude.
And yeah, bro, he was just going crazy. It was insane. And then we played that wedding, and then like literally 2 days later, we opened for Green Day and Smashing
Oh,
Pumpkins. and
that's
Rancid.
no big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, Jack was the first. No, Jack was after the first show. So,
so
Jack
crazy.
White, we so our first show like literally
Three of
was
the
like,
biggest artists like of all time.
It was
just
wild.
back to back
That
to
was
back.
like all within like the first month and a half. Like we
See, did you? I mean, you guys obviously met Billy Corgan, correct?
yeah.
Cool guy.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you something, dude. Cause look, he's so cool, dude. Because so when we opened for Green Day, how that even happened, dude? Like, it had to be like a week in, maybe. We uploaded a cover of Basket Case.
Yeah.
Go figure. Billy Joe reposted
Seen it.
it.
Fire.
He reposted it. Cool. Then like the next day, he like comments on something. It was cool. Then the next day, he follows my personal account and the Paradox account. I was like, whoa.
Man.
So like, you can't even like message him if he doesn't follow you. So I was like, bro, I gotta talk to him. So like, I just like asked him like, yo, can you show me how to play like that ending riff on Basket Case?
Yeah.
No. And he was like, yeah. And like, I have like a video like on my phone of him just like, yeah, man, like this is how you play right here. It's just in standard.
my goodness.
Like it was insane. So like after
That's
that, we're
so
just
crazy.
like talking about like guitars, the Beatles, stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a
And-
big Beatles fan.
you know what I mean? Like, who isn't? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we I was working at a vape shop at the time. One of my customers comes in. It's like, yo, like Green Day's coming into town. They're playing all of Dookie and American Idiot. I'm like, that's crazy. I know the lead singer of that band. So I hit him up and I'm like, hey Billy, we're poor. Like, can we get like tickets to see you? Like, it could be the cheapest tickets. And he was like, yeah, like I'll see what I can do. And then like he hits me back like an hour later. He's like, so how would you guys like to open the show?
Oh my.
And we were like,
Oh
yeah.
my.
So I was like, yeah. And I don't even know how long it was. Like, it felt like forever, but it was probably like a week. And finally, like, we show up, we do it. We met up with him, hung out with him for a bit. And what was so cool was when we played, he made like everybody, like Rancid, Smashing, the Linda Lindas were there. Shout out to Linda Lindas because they let us use their gear. And this guy, I know he's breaking drum heads all the time.
Hey, we were successful that time.
I was like, yeah.
We were successful.
That first time he came to the crib.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, broke my drum heads. He broke my drum head. He's broke my snare
touched my drum
stand. Bro,
Yo.
He's like, I broke your drum set, bro.
it was insane. But yeah, dude, we get to your question though, like yeah, they watched us and like, you know, Rancid and Smashing Pumpkins, Billy Corgan like gave us a shout out, which is, you know, sorry to dive into like another story, bro, but when we were there at the show, right, we had these credentials where we could essentially go around the whole, like, anywhere we wanted in the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's the Atlanta
The
Braves
God
stadium, bro.
pass.
So I'm like, you know, dude, I'm running around the freaking home run shit, like, bro, it was so lit, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
so one of my boys, Josh, shout out Josh and Zach, and
Shout out Josh and Zach.
Josh's mom,
And Josh's mom.
they were at like, you know, they were like in like one of the like the seats like up in like the stadiums, man, and like mind you, like I just walked past Smashing Pumpkins like dressing room, and like I'm trying to like just go say hi to my guys like in their aisle, and this dude stops like, hey, do you have a ticket? I was like, what? And he's like, do you have a
I have
ticket?
the God pass.
I was like, bro, I have this girl. He's like, And I've never seen that in my life, buddy. He was like, nah, if you don't have a ticket, no entry. I'm like, dog, I literally was just there, like on that stage. And he was like, yeah, goodness. Sure you were. And Billy Corgan's like, yo, and shout out to the Paradox, man. They're killing it. And I was like, that's me. He was like, yeah, buddy, sure it is. And I'm LeBron James.
I saw a video of, I think it was Lamb of God. And the guy was like trying to go up on stage, and they're like rejecting. He's like, "No, I'm actually playing right now." They're like, "Oh, my bad." But like it was like a viral video of this like lady like, she's like, "You're just doing your job, we appreciate it." But he like walks on stage, everyone's like, "Ah."
Yeah, no, I get that too, because I think it's like, you know, thinking about it, like once we're like, you know, headlining and tours and stuff like that, I definitely would want security.
I mean, y'all look like some punk ass kids. Like there's like, this is a legacy like lineup. Like who the
like,
fuck
hey,
are
buddy,
you?
Like a few times during when we were young, like walking around back, they're like, are you guys supposed to be here? We're like, yeah, we are. It's like, yeah.
That's so crazy. So you said, okay, so Smashing Pumpkins, and then you said Jack White.
Well, Jack White, that was our second show ever. So we did.
I can't. It's just crazy. It's just insane.
What was wild, bro, was I get a DM from this dude. His name is like Lalo Medina, and it obviously sounded like a fake name. The profile picture was like a cat. I thought it was a bot. And like it was like, oh, I'm Jack White's tour manager, and he really likes you guys, and he wants you guys to open for him. And like, mind you, we just started the band 2 weeks ago.
Okay, buddy.
So like, we're like, yeah, sure. Jack White knows who we are, and like, you know, we started like texting. He gives us a number, and once it was like the messages were blue, we were like, okay, this might be legit. And start texting, negotiate the money. Shout out Lexi, our business manager, because she's the one who started all of our band accounts. Like,
big shout out, Lexi.
Big shout out, Lexi. You would not be hearing about us if it was not for Lexi. And she, negotiated, did all the stuff with him, and we rented a F-150, just packed all our stuff in the back, strapped it down with a tarp, and just like.
I taught these boys what a ratchet strap was and how to use that shit. Ratchet strap, I was like, bro, let's go, bro. Take it out to the Walmart real quick. Strap all that shit down. And
give us a tutorial. What you using to do that?
And we was on the way.
Feed it through the hole the right way, and then you crank that bitch.
Oh, you talking about okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we just we just packed it up, drove up there. What was the name of the venue again? You guys remember?
The basement.
The Basement East. Yes, the Basement East in Nashville. So we drove up there, and I forgot we've been to Nashville. I keep thinking I've never been to Nashville. Wow, okay.
The pizza.
The pizza was amazing. But
really?
we drive up there. It was so wild, dude. Jack White's just like playing, like just practicing and just shredding it. God. And we're like, oh, like this is real. And we go to our dressing room.
While we walk in with all our shit and shit about the setup, and we see him playing.
I was just like, oh.
It's like glowing on stage.
Yo, literally, it felt like it, man. He had such a crazy stage presence. And then what was wild was he has a signature telly that's out right now.
Okay.
It's this like black telly, has like these white 3 pickups, like all this stuff. But I like played his like actual one before like he ever like released that.
Crazy.
And it was because like, so we're in the dressing room. I don't even know where y'all 3 went. It was like somewhere, bro. Like they went somewhere, and like so I'm just in the dressing room. So I wound up chilling, and like I said, his tour manager was like bringing us around, and he introduced us to like 2 of like the dudes on his team, on Jack's team. And he was just like, asking us like, how'd you guys start? Or like, played the show in the parking lot. We've done a house show. And he's like, when did you guys start? We're like, started July. He's like, July of last year. We're like, no, like July 1st this year. He's like, 2 weeks ago? We're like, yeah. He's like, how the fuck did you get here? I'm like, bro, I don't know. You asked us, bro. You invited us out here.
You in that cat profile, bro.
So no, so Jack winds up pulling in. And he's like has the guitar on, and he was just like, oh, like you want to try it out? I was like, yeah. So I put that shit on, dude. It's the coolest thing. It has this like B-bender in the back, like, and this like hip shot. Has like he's insane, bro. Like,
dude.
He's a god.
Don't forget to mention like that shit was sold out, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was my first time like seeing like a line like that, like from the venue. I was like, it's in the street. That's crazy. Like.
That's so crazy.
I think the craziest part was people being there that knew who you were, cause like but then again the house show, cause like we did. I mean like we've obviously like all like performed in like different bands and stuff like before we started this one, and like the only people that show up when you're like, oh, I'm performing, are like, you know, your friends and your family,
cousin, your
you know
brother,
what I mean?
yeah.
But like we did this house show and it was like, dude, like close to like 80 people that like showed up just from Instagram. Like people that were like, yo, I drove like hours away. Like it was so wild. Like the energy was.
I love that.
We love that. Like no stadium show like compares to a good house show.
Love that intimate setting.
Dude, totally. That's what I mean. Like that show. Well, you guys came a little bit later, but they all performed at that house that you guys were at.
Dude, yeah, that's what we heard, bro. Yeah, it's like we popped in.
Dude, we'll put you guys on one of those if you're ever in town, bro.
Dude,
like
hell yeah.
We got like a good setup, man. It'd be lit. There's mosh pits going on when you guys.
Dude, it's a house show, man. Yeah,
bro.
As long as I'm allowed to play.
You guys got that like that solid skate punk shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude. We No Effects, Blink, Green Day.
Oh yeah.
Which was crazy. I was learning I was watching like a documentary on Dookie. Like I only got into pop punk like 2 years ago, bro. I'm
really
fresh. I'm very fresh.
Yeah, cause your old stuff was like more R&B.
Almost like I grew up on like 60s R&B. So I was raised by my mom's grandparents. So my great grandparents were my mom and dad for me. And like so I came up on Motown. Like that was just my musical upbringing. The Beatles, Beach Boys. Like I would just sit for days, like studying those records, learning those harmony parts, like recording myself in garage.
Beach Boys' Greatest Hits, my first ever CD.
It's a banger though.
Oh,
absolute banger, dude.
Totally.
Like Jackson 5 Greatest Hits was my favorite. The 20th Century Masters. That was my first one. I had this CD Walkman with like a headphones. And I was pumping that.
That's so lit. How about you? What was your first CD?
I think it was an Usher CD. I'm not gonna lie.
Really, dude? Usher slaps, bro.
I love Usher. Think it was the Usher. Him with the fedora on and the brown. I can't remember what album number. What about you?
I think my first CD was a Fall Out Boy CD, Infinity on High. So the story with that is, it was my friend's birthday coming up, and we needed to give him a gift. And I was like, Mom, let's go to Target. I want to get something for his birthday. So we went. And I saw it on the shelf, and I knew damn well my mom was not gonna get that for me personally. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna get Simpsons, season collection, you know. So I got those two, and when we got to the house, I put that CD under my pillow, and got the gift basket, put this Simpsons thing in there, and then went to the party, gave it to him. I was like, here you go. And then the whole summer I was bumping the shit out of that CD. Shout out Fall Out Boy.
That's cool. That's so sick.
And I literally lost that CD like the same summer, so it's like karma.
That's crazy.
And a fucking rental car, so whoever had that is lucky.
What's your guys' biggest influences? Like
the Beatles. Phil Spector, his production was like the Wall of Sound, genius. Obviously, Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. I think on the punk side of things, definitely Blink, MXPX.
Shout out MXPX right here.
No Effects. Fall Out Boy, Starting Line. I recently started listening to Screeching Weasel.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They're insane.
Screeching Weasel's crazy.
Screeching.
MPC.
What do you mean, just what I grew up listening to?
Or even more so what's so you're drummer, what are you influenced by drums wise?
Definitely Travis.
Yeah.
And a drummer named Tony Royster Jr. I love him a lot. He's awesome.
What band?
Royster, I've been growing up watching him forever.
What band was he in?
I don't think he was really in a band. Yeah, he's session drummer. He played for Jay-Z for a little bit. Yeah, live. Neil.
Yep. R.I.P.
Yeah. Gotta give it to him. The drummer for Slipknot, he passed away.
Oh, Joey Jordison. Yeah.
Awesome. He's sick. And the new drummer too. Gotta give him his credits though.
Then they got another.
They got
drummer,
another drummer, and he is badass as fuck.
What's his name? Where's he coming from?
Off the top of my head. Yes,
okay.
Eloy. Yes, he is crazy. I watch his clips on Instagram.
What band's he coming from?
Insane.
Session drummer. Damn.
He's insane. But
that's crazy.
Drummers I've been into for a while.
That's sick though. That's sick.
Eric pretty much like named the influences that I wanted
sorry.
to. Yeah.
But for
Yeah,
guitar, because like I know you,
Yeah.
so you come up with a lot of like the melodies and like the songwriting, and then I saw an interview, like you come up with like the four chords and stuff, and then he puts down the riffs, right? The riff god over here.
Yes, but we gotta jerk off first before we even start anything. We jerk off and go to the fucking studio and come up with shit. But yeah, influences like you said, Blink, Starting Line, Newfound Glory, Good Charlotte, Simple Plan.
Sick.
Also love post-hardcore too, like Story of the Year,
Oh, yeah.
Seosin, Under Oath.
Seosin's so
You know,
good.
hell yeah.
Dude, how about Attack? You like Attack?
Attack. Not too heavy like on
Yeah.
that side, but like I just like love the melodic with the heavy shit. You know.
Yeah,
that's
no, for
like
sure.
more like my speed.
Dude, Seosin's, I think they're underrated as fuck, but
Anthony's presence back then, unmatched. Dude was like possessed.
7 years.
Oh, you talking about?
Yes, yeah.
We met him at Memory.
Did Seosin play When We Were Young recently?
I think I know Ellis Jones. I think Seosin did. Yeah, they did. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Damn.
My favorite thing to do when I meet like famous like bands and stuff. Like I met the lead singer of Neck
Hey,
Deep.
can I get an autograph?
I was like, bro, you're him. He's like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, you're the guy, Mark Hoppus, right? He was like, oh no, I'm not. It was like, bro, come on, bro, Mark Hoppus, Green Day, Smells Like Teen Spirit, bro, I love you, dog.
They're like, security.
He's like, yeah, bro, you're cool. Yeah, get security over here. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Honorable mention. I'm so sorry, but All Time Low was definitely another big
Oh yeah,
influence.
no.
Yes.
Shout out All Time Low.
And like their stage presence too, like with their like scissor kicks and like
Yeah.
how they like spin their guitars around and shit. It's just like it's like so inspiring. It was just like, damn, that shit's so cool.
Dude, yeah, they're so good, bro. Well, dude, let's, you guys down to do like a little live stream, take some questions from the fans?
For sure.
You ready with the live stream? Let your fans know what's going on here.
Well, how you guys doing, fans? We are out here at Xposure World. The world's greatest podcast, and we are going to be answering some questions from you guys. So ask us questions, stuff you've always wanted to know. Ask us all about our girth, our length, 3 centimeters max.
The fans are like, that's all we had.
Like, oh fuck. How did we meet? Circle Jerk convention. Nah, we it's kind of hard to say because it was like we all kind of like knew each other separately.
Yeah. Was it like the band Grapevine? Like, oh,
A little
you're playing that
bit.
band?
Like I had the idea for it. I mean, well, I met him a year ago, and he took me to my first pop punk show, which was Newfound Glory. And that point, we were like, nah, dude, we're gonna start like a pop punk band. And like our 2 songs, Miss Lauren and Amani, we actually have like an album's worth of songs we made from that time, and we were just like, pushing, like, writing songs.
Yeah.
And we were just like, dude, like, we'll start a pop punk band. I'm like, no, it's gotta be all black, bro. Gotta be all black. Like, we all gotta have dreads, bro. Like, I'm like, it's just gonna hit. It's gonna
Such
take
a
people
vibe.
off guard. And I'm like, if we're like raw too, dude, I'm like, it's over. I'm like, we can't lose.
This isn't the first time like somebody has said nigga on this podcast, right?
It'll be the first. We had one other.
Nigga! We can't. We're the only pop punk band that can say that.
Damn right.
We're gonna use it. But yeah, we so I mean, like, I had the idea to start the band. Like I said, me and him were already linking up. Me and our bass player Donald. Donald's only been playing for 2 years. He started 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Tar Hero did him well.
You know what I mean? I gave him his first bass, and he just like got so fine with it. And
Really?
just like literally stuck with it.
I love that.
And so me and him were jamming for a while. I was like, yeah, like, you should join this band I'm starting. He was like, all right, cool.
Sick.
And we were already like locked in, and we had another drummer at first, and people always ask what happened to him, but like that didn't work out. So he was like, I know a guy.
sucked. No,
I know a guy. And we got this guy here, the machine himself, PC3. He came over to my house, learned how to play linoleum in like a few minutes.
Well, that's what's up.
So,
That's what's up.
I was like, yeah, you're the guy.
When is y'all's next song?
Well, I guess we got a little bit more work to do on the next single that we're coming out with.
Don't
And
keep us
it won't be
waiting,
long.
bruh.
It won't be long, I promise. Like, I don't want to give you all a time or a time frame, because then if it doesn't end up being a time frame, you'll hate me for it. So I'm gonna just say that it's coming.
You hit
for
them
sure.
with
And
the
it's coming soon.
unfollow.
Exactly. As soon as that day hits, yep, bomb, it's not out. Unfollow,
Like
max.
fucking Playboy Cardi over here. It's gonna drop. It's gonna drop. It's gonna drop.
Exactly.
For the drummer, when did you start playing drums?
I started playing the drums when I was about 3.5 years old. I got my first
Pots and
drum
pans?
set. I was on the pots and pans. I really was. I was on the pots and pans and my mother's titties when I was feeding. Yes. Before I got my first drum set, around like 3.5, I got like a little first act drum kit. My mom was like, "This boy beating on everything. We need to get him some drums." So they got me some drums, and I got this little first act, and I got so good on that set that they got me a real set. A real drum set, and that's actually the set that you see me playing every day. We go live on TikTok. Same. It's over 20 years old, and imagine a 4-year-old me trying to play that big ass drum. So I had to stand up and play. I would stand up,
Just
and
like
I would
kicking, standing up.
until I was big enough to sit down and play that shit.
That's
Like,
wild. That
hell
is
yeah.
so wild.
but that answers your question. For fucking ever. For all I've known, that's all I've known. For real.
Why aren't you guys performing in DC for the tour?
Damn.
So the reason being is politics, logistics. It's so during that time, Games We Play, they're playing the DC date in Warp Tour, which we are not. We are playing the Long Beach date.
LBC, baby.
So yeah, we will be out here in Cali for our Cali boys. You know,
Yeah.
we love it out here. But yeah. So that is why. So we don't know what we'll be doing. Probably some shenanigans. Maybe go see the White House. Make it the Black House even. Who knows?
Hey, there we go.
Are we coming to DC in June? Oh, you said that, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
yeah. No, that's what they were asking.
I had a Zealand moment.
While we're out here, you'll probably catch you masturbating on the top of Crypto Arena.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Who is Miss Lauren? Is she a real experience or just a concept?
Oh, I wanted to know this actually.
Okay, so yeah, Miss Lauren is very much a real person.
Oh.
I wrote that song like in my bedroom because I made that you know, the post nut clarity gave me a lot of great ideas. I was like, oh, I got a banger, guys.
Wipe the nut off the leg.
He's like, oh, I got a banger.
I was like, I actually wrote it with my semen. I wrote that one because I made that like, you know, damn it type riff, and yeah, she was just a teacher I had that was, you know, really hot. I mean, yeah, she really was like that, you know, big boobs, small waist, big ass, and
When elementary, middle school, high school.
this was like elementary, but dog, but I was like still like I would see her like still throughout like high school and stuff. So like you know, yeah, she was bad.
I had a teacher who looked good in elementary school. I'm name dropping. Shout out Miss Harrington from Harvest. You remember Miss Harrington? She was good. I'm not gonna lie. If you're out there and you're single, let me know.
Hey, you're a rock star
We
now,
made
bro.
it. Look, we made it.
Hey, you're a rock star now. The world is
I'm a rock
yours.
star.
The world is yours.
What was that?
bro.
It was 4th grade. I remember. That was my 4th grade. I don't know what year that was, but it was my 4th.
Damn. All right, we got one more question.
Wait, I had a teacher too.
Oh yeah, teacher too. Oh,
Her name
we all
was-
got teachers.
Now her name was Miss Ray. She was my elementary, I think science teacher. Yeah, science teacher.
Damn, y'all started young. Elementary.
Emily Ray. God damn it.
That was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, what is this feeling in my pants? Whoa, this is crazy.
All right, we got one more question for the boys. Paradox.
Where y'all based at?
Atlanta, the Atlanta GA, based out of there. All separate parts. Everything's 30 minutes away in Atlanta, like here.
Yeah, I know. It's like
literally
it's
no
like-
different. So,
Yeah, we'll take one more intricate one. We got like a crazy one in there.
Make an OnlyFans. Hey.
We get 100 subscribers, you know, before we drop, you know, our first post.
You guys
we'll post it. So.
You guys are screwed.
I'll be doing Minecraft Let's Plays on my OnlyFans.
When will y'all be doing a collab with Blink?
All right, there we go. That's a good question to end on right there.
That's a great question. So, all right, we are linking up with Mr. Barker, Mr. Travis himself. We started talking to him when we were recording Miss Lauren. Actually,
really,
he slid up on the video because we recorded this dude recording the drum track, and he slid up with like fire emojis.
That's gonna be the collab of the century right there for sure. Everybody on the live. Shout out all the Paradox fans. These guys are doing some crazy shit.
Xposure World.
Yeah.
Sub, follow.
Exactly.
Do it all.
So to wrap it up here, so you guys got, I mean, you don't have any tours announced, but I mean, you do maybe, possibly, in the pocket.
We do have the Games We Play tour
That's right,
announced.
the Games We Play
that.
tour.
That's going to be in June, and then we're playing Warp Tour the next month. So.
And then potentially something later on, but I know you guys said
potentially.
that's on the low. Okay.
Potentially.
New song tracking, working on right now.
Subaru. Or we'll be called, I guess now. Why you gotta do me like that? Yeah, we don't want to get sued, man. You know.
I saying Subaru.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, legal team was like, yeah, that's not gonna fly, bro.
That's a good voice for them.
They're like, yeah, that's
not gonna fly.
Oh, you know, that's just not gonna go. Thing is, we don't want a lawsuit on our hands.
Like Subaru would be like, hell, fucking yeah.
We gotta hit him up, man. I'm gonna call up this a CEO of Subaru right now.
Exactly. Free cars. Well, let me say this: Subaru sponsor these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, these guys are up to big shit. I mean, you guys are killing it. Like, I mean, what,
Thank
2 years as a band, basically, or 1 year, 2 years?
Oh, 8 months.
8 months. Fucking hell. Yeah, 8 months. 8 months as a band, absolutely crushing it. Dude, thanks for coming on the show. You guys are fucking dope.
Thank you for having us.
Shout out Paradox, everybody. We'll see you next time.